Great, I got the go-ahead from Facebook. We are live here on Quantum Leap, and Corey and I are excited to have Italina on today, who's multi-talented and beautiful as well. You're looking good today, Italina.
Thank you.
And you are too, Corey. But sorry, we kind of know each other, so I jump in a little quicker when anyway, we're going to continue with our format where Italina is actually going to present on how to leverage social media, and she's really an innovator in social media. But before that, I wanted to just have Corey introduce himself, and if you don't mind giving a testimonial for how you guys know each other and some of the things that you like about Italina's work and knowledge.
Hey everyone, Corey Knott here, visionary business coach with Take Wing Coaching. And let's see, so I've known Italina, I'm not exactly sure how long, probably some point. We crossed paths in BNI many years ago as a director in the Contra Costa area. I kind of got to know everyone, and she'll have to tell us later which chapter she was in, but I know one of them. So we've crossed paths in various places. My wife Gail, having been in social media too, that's another circle that we would meet in. But this last year, we worked with Italina to help us with our LinkedIn profiles and to get those really up to speed. And it's amazing how much more professional our profiles look. And it's, I get contacted by people all the time, like, take a look at what I do and blah, blah, blah. And then you look at their profile and it's just like, oh, yawn, it's where I can't even figure out what you do. And so I feel like, we have a very clear message now. And not only that, but we actually have the steps to do it. So we took more of the coaching route, which is, she helped us through the process of setting up our profiles and how to use them and so on. And then I feel like, now we're empowered to make the changes that we want and stick to a clear formula for success. And I also know, of course, that she has a done for you type service. And, my wife and I, having been in marketing and so on, we like to take control ourselves. But for most people, it's best that they don't. And so, so it's wonderful. I'm really, really pleased with our profiles and, the way it attracts people now.
Great, and I'll be quick because I want to get right to Italina to have her tell you more about her story. But she's probably had more of an impact on me and my business than anybody else, and I'd say almost including my business coach, although that's a tough one there, just by the example that she sets in business, her her multi-talents, but really her drive and her ability to take action is just second to none. And if you've seen what she's done with her business, she's definitely the most successful person at her age that I know, and I'm grateful for that. So I want to turn it over to Italina, and we're going to get a little bit more into her secrets of success later, but I'll leave it at that for now and take it away, Italina.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys. It's funny. I love being a guest and I love being a speaker, and every experience is a little bit different. And this has been beautiful. Thank you for this platform, this opportunity to share and hear some good, positive feedback. I love this topic, how to build influence on social media, how to actually turn those viewers, those followers, those connections into clients. I absolutely love this topic, and I've turned it into almost like a game. Like, can I wake up in the morning and see new clients in there asking questions? I just actually looked at a Facebook message. Someone asked, hey, I saw that you were mentioned in a post. Someone asked about LinkedIn help. They were saying they wanted to get their LinkedIn profiles together in 2021. And my name was one of the names, not the only name, but one of the names that was mentioned. And the woman, we had a chat and she became a client right away. And then today, someone else who happened to see the post said, hey, I'm a friend of Robin's as well. And the woman who shared the post and who mentioned you, is this something you can help me with? So it's just a beautiful, it's actually quite nice to see how in this day, where referrals at one point was just we thought of it as just a face-to-face kind of thing. And today, more than ever, we see with hanging out online and during these times, being in these boxes, how referrals are happening on social as well. They're happening on social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you're going to be more present. Now, looking at, I'm a big believer of starting where you are. Not that you need to be on everything. I'm certainly not on everything that's out there. I focus on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. And I like to say, hey, know that even that was a evolution, meaning when I first started out, Instagram didn't even exist. So I wasn't on Instagram. It started with just LinkedIn. And then I went over to Facebook. And then when I was ready, I went over to Instagram. So know that it's a gradual thing. I would say focus on really establishing your credibility, those things that make you influential, meaning the impact you're making on your clients, on the community and your business community, focusing on one site or where you can to really share that. So meaning, just the best way I can give a clear example of this is by taking you to take a look at where I am. So if let's just say Instagram, for example, that's a fun place to kind of see everything all in the same spot. So if you were to take a look at my Instagram at Italina K, I'm sure that'll be in the notes somewhere. You can see things, you can see actually 3 very clear columns. You're not required to do this, but I just chose to do 3 very clear columns and if you think about for yourself, what 3 things can you focus on in sharing as far as helping your viewers, your connections, your followers to understand your brand? So I picked 3 because 3 is easy to remember. So 1, it's going to be very easy, your business. So you take your business. So I like to split business into 2 pieces. 1, educating us on, yes, your services, but also giving it away for free, meaning giving your tips. So in my case, I give away social media tips. That's going to be one part of your business. And then the other part of your business is you. Yes, you. So that means helping us to understand who you are, get to know you as a human. So that can mean, like for example, for me, I'm a tennis player. I'm into healthy, active living. Right? So you're going to see me out in the community or on the tennis court, or on the golf course. That's what you're going to see. So on that business part, that first piece of your brand, it's going to be sharing your business tips and your services and you. Your business tips, services, and you. So that's one piece. So when it comes to what do I post, you can pull from that section, sharing your business tips, your services, and yourself. All right. Next thing of your brand is, I kind of touched on it a little bit, the human side of you. So the more personal part of you. So if you find yourself spending a lot of your day in as far as your activities, out hiking or gardening or whatever it is you're into, being a parent, you're going to share some of that just to help us get to know you as a person, as a human. So not private things, but personal things, which just means it's not business. And then finally, we want to draw in our audience. So we got your business, we've got you, and then we've got your audience. So for your audience, my audience tends to love, I work with a lot of realtors, lenders, etc. So of course, I'm going to share houses. I like to show beautiful interiors, and the average person loves to fantasize and look at dream homes and fantasize and look at these beautiful interiors. So I have shared that as a part of drawing in the audience. So that's going to be the 3rd piece of my brand that relates to the audience. And I even engage them by letting them participate in a little game we call this or that. So they get to choose between 2 interiors that we post, and they get to choose this or that. And you can see all of that on my Instagram at Italina K. So that takes care of your brand, that takes care of what you're going to post, that takes care of helping people clearly understand without having to feed through and comb through all this material to try to figure out who you are. And the best way, one of the easiest way to build influence is with that clarity. People can see right away, oh yeah, she does this, he does this, he's known for ABC, she's known for XYZ, clearly stating that, versus your posts being all over the place, meaning there's all these topics. Okay, first it's talking about this, and then it's this, and then there's plates of food, and then we want some clarity in your brand. And that's going to help people know that you're the go-to for that ABC service, that XYZ service.
Yeah, I'll let Corey react in a minute. I just wanted to say, if you follow some of the people who she's helped, it's really a kind of a rags to riches story in terms of their online presence. They go from, not having much direction. Maybe they post a picture of them and kind of a scruffy shirt saying, hi, I do plumbing, or I do this or whatever. But she can take that and make you into a true professional. And, I've seen those examples, and, that they maybe are already a true professional, but the key is to look at and to develop that brand. And you have such a knowledge of brand and how to kind of, take the person from, the point A to point B, so to speak. And Corey, do you have any reactions to her initial?
No, just reiterate what I said earlier. Yeah, I think it's important to, as she said, take one thing at a time. And I honestly believe just work with a professional. It just always helps in these things. And I know a lot about technology, but it's so easy to get stuck in all the different options. And it's just good to have a guide through these things.
Yeah, and I'm already going to go off script because I've been thinking about one of the most interesting things about you, and it's really is how you inspire others to take action. By working with you, you really kind of transform how they kind of do their business and see themselves. Could you just talk a little bit about your when it comes to action, and how you inspire others to take action?
Sure. I feel like the best way to lead is by example. And this may be a little bit of the East Coast in me. I was born in the East Coast, but raised on the West Coast. So I got a little bit of both. But I'm what I call an action now kind of person. So meaning if someone were to say, hey, we should do this, I'm like, okay, great. Let's look at our calendars. Let's schedule it now. And to me, it's like, if we can take care of it now, that's going to ensure that it gets done. And I think the other piece is I just know that if it's not on my calendar, it's just never going to happen. So I love to just kind of, again, lead by example. And, for example, even in my own online presence, having that be the example, lead by example, like, hey, you are amazing in person, and what you're doing with your clients, your online presence should definitely convey that.
Great. And I know we've talked some about this, but I think you have a great take on it about, how has the importance of social media and your online presence changed under COVID-19?
Okay, so what happened during this time? And I was trying not to say the C word. I was just saying during this time, but yes, now people are spending more time online because we can't, gather in huge groups. So studies have shown LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, the time that people are spending on those sites has skyrocketed. So that means because people aren't doing the, hey, let's meet face to face for coffee, let me get to know you. People are doing their due diligence by doing their research online. They're looking you up online, trying to get to know you online. So since that's the case more so than ever, now our online presence definitely needs to help people in knowing that they're conducting their due diligence. So that's why I like to have both the personal and the business, a nice blend, so people could get to know me and the services versus having it separate. Because in all honesty, we are business owners. We are the business. There is no separation. Again, we're distinguishing between private and personal. Private's what's behind closed door. Personal just means it's not business. And we definitely don't mind people knowing these parts of you, that you're healthy, active lifestyle, or, a gardener or whatever it is that you're into.
Yeah, and I really appreciate your clarity and the succinctness of how you talk. You really put things so poignant, and that kind of comes from who you are. And another thing that I kind of put in my to-do list was to ask you about something that I call attraction marketing, which is something that I learned from you. Really, and I think it's something that's not that well understood and underutilized. Could you describe what you understand this to be? And I know you've taught it to me, but you're the one who I had to actually see it used in practice to actually see that it exists and what it is.
Yeah, happy to. I love this. And this originated back into how I even fell into starting my social media company in 2012. I was in the legal field and I was miserable. So everything looked good on paper, but I was dying inside. And I knew that I needed to be more in alignment. And I figured that, hey, in order to be in alignment, I needed to attract my next opportunity if I was in fact going to leave the legal field. So I started sharing my knowledge, my insights in an effort to attract rather than to chase my next opportunity. I didn't want to spam out my resume. I didn't want to hunt for a job. I wanted to attract my next career opportunity and sharing my knowledge, my insights. And I was doing this on LinkedIn back in 2010. So over 10 years ago, back in 2010, when this whole idea of like, if you Googled in 2010, social media manager, it did not exist. That was not a job description. That was not an industry. I was simply sharing my knowledge and insights to attract my next career. I didn't know what. Companies started recognizing me. Italina, we see you everywhere. We love what you're doing. We want you to do it for us. So I scratched my head because I was like, I'm looking for a job here, but I guess I can do this on the side while I look for a job. And then another company, and then a small business, and another small business, and a small business owner. And it just evolved from there. And I realized, oh my gosh, this is a thing. This is a need. And I had attracted my next opportunity, basically posting and putting a personal touch to these big companies, to these businesses. So that's the philosophy, that attraction marketing, sharing the human side, sharing the things that can resonate with a regular everyday person, sharing that to attract your tribe. Basically your vibe attracts your tribe. And that's the philosophy that I carried over when I officially started my company in 2012. And that's what we're doing for our clients currently.
Great. And I think the best way for folks to learn that is just to watch you and see how you do it. How you conduct your online presence and a lot of the things that you do. That's how I learned it. And it's a very powerful type of marketing. But I
Yeah, I
also
would
wanted,
say if for your audience, if they want to connect with me on LinkedIn, say you saw me here with David and Corey, connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm easy to find with my name, Italina Kirkness, or on Instagram at Italina K. And you'll definitely get some ideas of things you can do on your own. I definitely share a lot of free tips, of course. And I would just say, instead of worrying about what you think your people want you to post what you want to post, and you're going to attract the people who like your posts.
excellent. And I did want to say that, the things that you've done are really you are the best option for social media in Northern California that I've seen, and how you continue to push the envelope, and that your work in the time that I've known you has gotten that much better. And so I'm just looking forward to seeing where you go. But I also am most impressed equally or with your video production skills. And you're really one of the best video producers I know in terms of conceptualizing segments and thinking in images. Could you just tell us a little bit about how you use video on social media and what you see as the keys to using video effectively to build influence and grow your business?
So what's so funny is I didn't even realize that was a talent of mine until you came along. I didn't even realize that was something I was good at. So I have to thank you for bringing that out in me. I think that what's the big differentiator between video and photography is video is a camera moving. So to have the greatest impact in video, we need a moving camera. We need a moving subject. So you'll see videos where I'm showing, so it's an opportunity for you to show what you do rather than tell us what you do. So David and I, we've done videos together. You can see that on my YouTube channel. Again, I'm sure it'll be on the notes somewhere. I'll put it in the link in my Instagram bio, where you'll see me at speaking engagement. So rather than me just saying I'm a speaker, yes, you'll see that in my job title on LinkedIn, but also I want to show that I'm a speaker by actually showing me on stages, sharing my content these days via Zoom. You'll see me walking throughout the community, sharing social media tips. So rather than me just being in the office, and again, I'm a big believer in start where you are. You'll definitely see some videos where I'm just like this, sharing social media tips, but where I can, I try to get moving in the neighborhood, sharing social media tips as a way to, again, show us what you do rather than just telling.
Great. And I'm going to turn it over to Corey in a second, but I really think another thing that I see in you is really the power of when you can fire on all cylinders. So you really have your public speaking, your social media, your personal life, and, you know, your creative aspects. So, you know, that complete package is a powerful thing when you put it into action in marketing, as you've done and you continue to do so. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Corey for a few questions and comments.
Sure. So Italina, I've kind of said it already, and I know you've said it already, but I think just, you know, to put it into clear terms, why would a business owner or, you know, anyone who really cares about their brand want to hire out their social media management and branding instead of trying to do it themselves?
Exactly. Great question. So a baker is good at baking, right? And they start their bakery because they want to bake, not because they want to do QuickBooks, not because they want to do marketing and all these other pieces. And they obviously have a lot of things to do already that will not allow them to do all those business running of the business. And marketing is just one of those pieces of running of the business that obviously a baker is not necessarily going to be a marketing professional. I definitely respect the people who have those talents and skills. However, you know, just because you can do it doesn't necessarily mean you should do it. Just again, time, how much can you really put into it? How much care can you really put into it without taking away from the other pieces of your business, which really is taking care of your clients. So while I have definitely worked with professionals who they're good at marketing, they're good at technology, but they delegate it because they know they can't invest the care and time that they would, because they have to take care of their clients, obviously.
Yeah, one of the things I counsel people now is if they're feeling like they've got to do some social media because it's fun, do it for a small organization that can't afford to hire it out. You know, it's I do that for a couple of small nonprofits, you know, and they just need somebody to post some things once in a while, and that's great. Doesn't need to be professional, but I'm not going to do it for my business. So as a recognized national public speaker and sought after podcast guest, who is your ideal client for speaking engagements and podcast appearances?
Sure. So I love speaking to business audiences. And I say that because there are audiences that are all about, let's say, maybe art or something else. I love speaking to business groups who can actually take advantage of this, of social media marketing tips for, that they can apply in their business, or again, hire a team like mine to take care of it from. I would say if we were to niche down from there, real estate groups tends to be a place where I'm pretty well known. You'll actually see in all of my marketing, it's tailored to the real estate community. We do have a beautiful variety of clients because people get, oh, well, she does social media for them, she could do it for us. And in fact, it's a little fun success story that just happened this morning. We do have clients in 12 different states, so all across the country. And I happened to call someone, an agent out in Florida this morning. And he said, Italina, your name comes up a lot around here. And that just tickled me, because to know that these in various offices, and not too long ago, another office I never even heard of, it's like a new brokerage, came up and someone messaged me saying, hey, your name was brought up in our meeting today. So real estate has been very good to me. I love real estate and I love the people in real estate. So that's been a great niche.
Great. I will put all the links to your social media. You can also find her on Clubhouse too, talking with some of the top folks in social media on Clubhouse. And I did want to, since we have a little bit more time, I just wanted to ask you about your goals for 2021. I know in 2020 your goal was make it happen in 2020. Of course, we had a little bit of a detour with COVID, but what do you see next on the horizon for Italina in 2021 and beyond?
Yeah, so each year I come up with a mantra. Some people come up with the phrase. Last year, our mantra was make it happen in 2020. In 2020, just make it happen. Like no matter what, COVID, no matter what, just make it happen. And we did that. In fact, we had our greatest revenue last year in the history of the business since 2012. This year, our team mantra is ease and fun in 2021. Ease and fun in 2021. So what that means is we are approaching each task, no matter how busy we get. We're approaching each task, each meeting leisurely. So as you can see, I was actually a little late today because I'm approaching everything I do leisurely. And guess what? I've learned one thing that 2020 has done for us is we've learned to give each other grace, give each other a break. And so yeah, ease and fun in 2021, remembering, hey, this is all fun. We're not doing heart surgery here. We're helping people present themselves online, and it should definitely be fun. So ease and fun in 2021.
Excellent. And with that, we are out of time. Pardon me. I want to thank the lovely and multi-talented Italina for coming on. We look forward to seeing you back soon. And thanks so much. Corey, do you have any closing thoughts, or we'll just close it out there?
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
See everyone next week for Quantum Leap.